if Tajuddin Abbas, who is the Speaker of the House of Reps, did not declare the seats vacant because he asked the minority chief whip, to look at what the Constitution says, which is that the Speaker will declare or shall give effect to the subsection 1 of that segment of the Constitution only if evidence or investigations have been done, because he told the minority chief whip to take a look at what is in the Constitution, and that was the angle we looked at it from. But I feel like it is something we should talk about again, because yesterday our big stories had the conversation where one Labour Party House of Reps member did say that more people will defect from the Labour Party to the APC, and yesterday he pointed out that it is because they are positioning themselves for 2027. They don't believe that people can go in for elections and win. It's not about how much work you've put in that will make you win. It is what party or what alliance you have that will enable you win. And that was his argument yesterday, and he prophesied that more people from the opposition would move to the ruling party, and today we have now seen another member move. But that's one of the talking points. The main talking point is that opposition in the House of Reps is saying, hey, declare their seats vacant. Now, you remember sometime last week, I think on Friday, we mentioned, even on Monday, we mentioned that the Labour Party as a party has gone to court to seek the court's leave to declare its former members who have now left for the APC's seats vacant. Yeah, that's why they've gone to court. However, they've gone to ask. I wonder if, you see, these things are real technical issues. And I'm not a lawyer, but I'm someone who likes to think when I look at things critically. And I'm thinking, is it possible for the judiciary, to tell the legislative arm of government how to do its work? Because it did say that it is the Speaker, not the court. So it's really going to be interesting. Let's see what the courts will do with the Labour Party issue. However, if there were, in my opinion, like someone sent in earlier a message, if there was any consequence of any sort for people, legislators who defect, maybe this Labour Party member, or former Labour Party, can I say now, who has moved to the APC, will not have moved, right? I guess they're testing the waters. And if indeed the statement from yesterday is anything to go by, it means more people will defect from the opposition to the ruling class. And I'm still asking the question I asked the last hour: what will that mean for opposition in the political space in Nigeria? But more interestingly, the opposition, according to Daily Post, opposition in the House of Reps are calling for the declaration of the seats of these lawmakers vacant. And one person who is very vocal in calling for the declaration is Kingsley Chinda. I wonder if that name rings a bell. So let's see what the Daily Post has written. I'm going to skip to the part where it's recorded, the statement of OK Chinda talking about defection and why they should be or their seat should be declared vacant. Now, I'm quoting the Daily Post. I'm reading from there. In the same vein, the minority leader Kingsley Chinda said Cholom has failed to do the needful, that's the lawmaker who defected, by first resigning from the Labour Party from his word and presenting evidence of such resignation to the House before his letter is read. Chinda said the House should not be putting the cart before the horse, as members should first do the right thing before their letters of defections are read, stressing that in the alternative, the seat of the lawmaker should be declared vacant. Now, remember, in Rivers State, there is the talk about the 27, or is it a 25? And in that conversation, there is the argument, did they defect or they did not defect? And the argument is that some say they defected, others say, oh, there was no letter written to the ward to say, hey, I am no longer a member of the PDP. And some argue, the people who argue in that direction are saying, okay, see, that's why Martin Amelie, for instance, and his colleagues were able to be participants in the congresses that held in the state a while back. And I'm wondering why Kingsley Chambers are arguing in that direction, because he's a member of the PDP, if my brain is correct right now, and is a House of Reps member from Rivers State, and we've barely had statements. I'm not saying there are no statements, but we've rarely or barely had statement as it relates to the 27 from members of the National Assembly who are Rivers lawmakers. So I'm wondering, how does this argument affect Rivers State? Are they saying, oh, because they did not write to the ward, that means there was no defection? And if that is the case, why is he asking for their seats to be vacated in the alternative? Is there a switch in the narrative? And could that switch also affect Rivers State? I'm looking at these things. Sometimes when these things are reported, you want to look at all of the intrigues, all of the intricacies to ensure that you are abreast with current affairs. You're current, so to say. I'm going to the phone lines right now. Enough of me talking. I want to get your thoughts. Basically, I've reeled out like 3 talking points, 3 perspectives. Talked about what will happen to the opposition given the massive exodus from the opposition to the ruling class. I've also asked the question, if opposition is arguing and Labour Party, for instance, has gone to court, is it possible for the judiciary to tell the legislature what to do, given the fact that the only person who can, from what is written, according to Tajuddin Abbas now, is the speaker? So what do you think the judiciary can do at this point? And then thirdly, which is my main focus, Kingsley Chinda's argument, one of the opposition lawmaker asking for the vacation of the seats of the people who have moved from opposition to ruling party. The question then is, will he make such an argument if it were in Rivers State? And can we use that argument and apply it in Rivers State? Anyways, let's go to the phone line. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0007. What are your thoughts? I'd like to hear from you. Remember, you can send me WhatsApp messages 0809 0306416, 0809 0306416. Once again, the number 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003 and 0817 923 0007. I'd like to get your thoughts, and let's see what do you make of it, right? What do you make of it? What do you think about the arguments from the minority leader, who's a member of the PDP and from Rivers State, saying, hey, their seats should be vacated? It was, of course, telling the House that they should write to the ward before they defect. I wonder of what essence or importance is that But he has said that's the right way to put it, not putting the cart before the horse. But let's come here. This one says, where is it now? Good afternoon, Canada. As for those reps defecting, they're defecting for their own interest, not the interest of the masses or one so-called agenda of the president, because there is nothing about this administration one will say this is the reason why I'm defecting to the ruling party. It's all about their selfish interest. Nigeria is operating a very terrible constitution, and if the political class continues with this type of constitution, there will never be any progress in our political sphere. Onyeka from Rumudara. Onyeka, are you saying then that we should do away with the constitution and get a new one? Is that what you're proposing? I'd like to hear. Please let me know. Well, let's come here. This one says, Louis in Rupoku, or from Rupoku, he said, it is just unfortunate that Nigerian politicians are fast making democracy in Nigeria look like a joke, and with the help of the judiciary, Nigeria democracy is fast becoming a playground, because there is a reward when the people vote for you under a particular political party, and there is no consequence when you defect now. Tell me, what kind of democracy is that? All right. Thank you. We'll keep those messages flowing. I do not know what's wrong with the phone lines. I do have a commercial break in a few seconds' time. When I do return, you and I will talk some more. Please do stay tuned.
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
Conversations, we're looking at opposition members at the House of Reps calling for the vacation of seats of defectors. And one major conversation that has caught my attention is that started by Kingsley Chinda, or some of you know him as OK Chinda, I guess. But he has said that the seat should be declared vacant. He gave his reasons why. And I'm wondering if that argument can be borrowed in his state, Rivers State, given that we've been arguing the defection and no defection since December of 2023, not 1 year, or almost 1 year. Let's get talking. 08179230002, 08179230003, and 08179230007. WhatsApp number 0809030616. Let's come here. It says, until we learn to speak the truth, stand by the truth, the defected people lose their seats. This will make us to have honest and sincere lawmakers and not lawbreakers. Leave your seat and let another take it if truly you have the interest of your people. Ezekiel Isaiah. Ezekiel, how is it that they don't have they just move from one party to the other? Does that mean that they are not intelligent people? Does that mean that they do not have the people's interest at heart? I'm just here wondering. I'm just here thinking. But let's come here. This one says, these politicians are jokers. I, as a person, I have never liked this Labour Party fever, because they rode on the popularity of Peter Obi and they kept us here. PDP would have won roundly if not for Labour Party. Now see the results. Now let's say in the case of Rivers State, the lawmakers, I'm not going to use the word there, allegedly may not have written to their ward chairman about their defection, right? Okay, so how about the affidavit, the sworn court? Is it no longer admissible? Nigeria is a joke, Sha. I blame the courts for making these guys enjoy this ride. You will take my vote to another place. Akpabio Jr. All right, let's come here. This one says, whilst the consequences of defection, if proven by members of legislative houses at state and national level, is losing of your seats, however, it takes the speaker to continue. He said, if the speaker, having substantial evidence of defection, fails to do the needful, it is now incumbent on any interested party to approach the courts to obtain what is called an order of mandamus, wherein the speaker shall declare their seats vacant. Godwin from Chindo. I don't know why the phone lines are not blinking for whatever reason, but I think I'm enjoying reading messages, so let's just keep sending in those messages. Godwin from Chindo, thank you, by the way. I did enjoy that message from you. This one says, every agitation by Kingsley Chinda is the truth and nothing but the truth. What kind of constitution are we operating? All this started from OBJ's time, and it is still prevailing. It is quite unfortunate we are operating a terrible constitution. Onyeka again from Rumudara. But this one says, it is unfortunate that those Labour Party lawmakers whose Peter Obi popularity helped in winning election and outdumping the party after taking an advantage of Peter Obi to win election, losing their seat will serve as a deterrent to others. Christian Williams from Igboiche. Okay, all right, okay. Let's see, yeah. This says, good afternoon, Canada. It's unfortunate that there is no rule of law in Nigeria. Otherwise, legislators will not defect from the platform that brought them to power. Section 109 should be amended to make it automatic and not relying on the speaker to declare defectors seats vacant. Best in Port Harcourt. But will the speakers... when I say speakers now, I'm talking of House of Assemblies. I'm talking about... what's it called now? I'm talking about, House of Reps. I'm talking about the Senate President. Will they want to let go of such power by amending that segment of the Constitution? Anyways, I'm going to WhatsApp phone sector, or is this segment now, whatever it's called. And I'm going to take Hector's call. I hope Hector can hear me. I hope his network is strong enough. Alright, so the network is also poor there. I'm just going to read more messages here. This one says, first off, why does the Constitution require the Speaker will be the one to declare their seat vacant rather than make it automatic? It is irritating seeing corruption being thrown at us on a daily basis by the ruling class, and they do this knowing the people are handicapped and can't do anything about it. Like I mentioned earlier, more than 80% of the opposition will join the APC before 2027. All these are classic signs of a country that is not ready to move forward. As for Kingsley Chinda, he only used that opportunity to try to preempt the court's decision by stylishly making an argument. All I can say is, with the current happenings in the country, it will only get worse. All right. I hope it doesn't. But this one says, what I'm still wondering is that if you're asking a representative to vacate his seat because he decamped to another political party, is the Constitution trying to tell me that those who voted them because of the political party, or they voted them because of who they are? That's not an argument, right? But then you went ahead to say, if you declared your seat vacant, are you not denying the citizens of the right of who represents them? Malik, so there will be by-elections, right? However, if you look at the individual and try to please the individual, what of the political party? Because it's a symbiotic relationship between the political party and the individual. I don't know if I'm making sense, but let's come here. This one says, Ennis from Oji, imagine I'm hearing that one-man popularity helped won the election, so people didn't vote based on campaign issues of these guys, but they didn't lose their seat when they got 150 million cars. Oh my goodness. Ennis from Oji is just... But this one says, greetings, Mr. Batuba. I, when I take Clinton West, disagrees with the minority leader. He said the 5 Labour Party rep members defected to APC are in order because they have cogent reasons to defect to APC, because there is a division in the Labour Party. When I tell Clinton West. Now, this one says, OK Chinda is calling for the declaration of the seats of the lawmakers vacant, while in Rivers State the same thing happened, and is supporting the 27 lawmakers that defected. Is that not hypocrisy? Collins from Port Harcourt is asking that question. I'm going to the phone lines now. Let's start with this call. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Hello, Mr. Canada.
Yeah, introduce yourself, please.
Chimadike from Bokuta.
All right, Chimadike, welcome.
Yeah, Today is very hectic. Getting you is like passing through the eye of
But I think there is a network issue somewhere. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's network, my brother.
Okay.
Mr. Canada, when I understand that the governor of Rivers State is frauding me of my fundamental human rights, it pains me. It pains me very, very well. Because I should have what they call freedom of hearing, freedom of representative. Now look at what is happening in House of Reps. People are defecting and they have not lost their seat automatically. They are still there until the court will prove otherwise. Then maybe they will not leave or from their party. But the idea of keeping me for almost 1 year now, that I do not get fair hearing in Rivers State, I am crying. The other of the, I wanted to contribute in your earlier program, but I couldn't get you. You see what is happening now? Let us take rule of law, how things should be constitutionally. Why wouldn't I shout? Why wouldn't I shout when you see what is happening? That people are defecting from a national body that is a higher realm, and they are still there making laws. Why the law is taking its place? But in my own case, an alleged defection took place.
Is it really alleged?
Put a hold to everything and start exercising its executive power, okay, because he has the finance, and he's not looking. He doesn't know that he is not dealing with the 27 lawmakers. He is dealing with how many 100,000 people from my constituency.
All right, then.
Constituency 2.
All right.
Dealing with me as I'm talking here now. I am crying. He's denying me of my own fundamental human rights. All
right. Thank you very much.
If I call him a fraudster, you will be angry.
No. Thank you very much. I've got to move on. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Your name, your location, your contribution.
Good afternoon to you once again, Canada, the man of the people.
Your time is reading. Quickly, let's hear your thoughts. Introduce yourself first.
Obinna is my name.
Okwando, welcome.
You see, my brother, I don't know why everything in this world has got Nigerian version. Politics, Nigerian version. Football, Nigerian version. Religion, Nigerian version. These policies that we are talking about, why is it that in Nigeria it's only about personal interest? Nobody puts the interest of the people in the front burner. Now, Kechinda is telling those people to lose their seats. But when it happens in the River State here, just because of his own personal interest, he didn't say anything about it. For those House of Reps people that defected to APC, it is simply simple because these people want to retain themselves in power by 2027. That is why you see them running to APC. It's not a matter of the interest of the people. And I put it to you that if you go to all the constituencies and ask, 90% of the people are against this their defection to the APC.
All right.
So let me tell you that everything that they are doing there is just about their own personal interest and to hold on to power. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much, Kwandu. Obinna, I've got gift from Yenegua. All right. Let's get your thoughts. Welcome.
Good afternoon, man of the people.
Yeah, good afternoon. Your time starts now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Shinda, the leader of all minorities, not just PDP.
I said the minority leader.
Yes, I will not blame him. He's doing his job as the voice of the minority. And he gave those cogent reasons. And it is verifiable. You will not even blame him. That is the truth. Party is a must. Canada,
you keep breaking. Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you don't resign from your political party and you take up any other position from any other political party, somebody from your political party can take you up and you will lose that seat. Like what is playing out with the APP saga. Those supported local government chairmen. I put it to you, Canada, you see. Do you know that people are in court with them? That they never resigned from PDP officially. But today now, they are members of APP and now claiming to be local government chairmen
All right.
in Rivers State.
So your argument, your argument.
So the argument that Kingsley Shinda is coming up with, it is cogent and verifiable. And the people that left either Labour Party, PDP, any other political party, Canada, this one is just the recent one. No? Do you know that Shinda stood up in that house just of recent before this current one, as I speak with you? More than 4 persons did that before this current one, all of the same APC. It is because of what the president is doing. The man know how to play this thing for politics. Unlike people who don't know how to play politics only to be shouting and making noise. The man is doing his underground work. And it will favor him. That was why I told you, I said, 2027 is like Arigo. So the cross-carpeting, it will continue. Nobody will lose.
All right, your time is up. Your time is up. Thank you. I've got George from Buguma. George, welcome. What is on your mind?
Kalada. Let me tell you that people will continue to defect. Why? Because the scripture said, as long as there is no speedy judgment against what sinners are doing every day, their heart will be set to continue to commit sin. So the judgment that is expected of destruction in Rivers State have not been given. So people will continue to defect. And let me also tell you, even if that judgment comes, does not stop people from defecting, because no two cases is the same case. So people will always even defect, knowing fully well after the Supreme Court has given judgment on the issue of Rivers State, people will still continue to defect, believing that their own case is different, and most especially to hold on to time. You know, there is no speedy judiciary system in this country where matters have been decided very quick. So people who knows even that at the end of the day they will lose, they will, like now Martin Sawyer, you will see that this judgment of defection in Rivers State will linger up till almost the 2027 election. So tell me why people will not defect. Believe it. So the constitution of this country is not in favor of the people.
All right, Judge.
That is why the law is not working.
All right.
The law that would have governed us, put us in a right perspective, is not working.
All right. It's not working. It's not working. You say
That is the problem.
I've got to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
I've got Tekena from Rumigbo. Tekena, welcome. What is on your mind?
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Kalada.
Yeah, greetings to you. Welcome.
First things first, I don't think there's any opposition in the National Assembly.
Oh, really?
So there's nothing, it's not going to affect it in any way.
What?
The opposition spoken in one voice concerning this tax reform bill, which is the main thing that is in the National Assembly, the answer is no. So they are very divided. So I don't think there's any opposition. Then, on this issue of defection and the legislators, I want to ask, who is supposed to determine if there's a division in a political party? Because that is the only reason that your seat shouldn't be declared vacant. So if it is left to the presiding officer, I think it's not right.
So you think we should?
Right.
So you think we should change that part of the constitution?
Yes, we should. But you see, the only problem now is that the people who have that power to determine the division are the ones we expect to also change this constitution.
Interesting.
So I think it's neither here nor there.
But you know, these people are our representatives, Tekena. So if maybe we pressured them just the way we did with the Electoral Act when it was a bill during Buhari's time, is it something that we can push for? You know, ginger, like we say in our local parlance.
The Electoral Act, I think the legislators on their own went ahead with it because they knew that it would still be difficult to remove people who win election.
Okay.
You know, the National Assembly, the Electoral Act shortens the time within which you have to present your case in court. So that alone makes it difficult for any litigant to prove his case. when you have only 180 days and you have more polling units than the number of days that you have, can you even present electoral infractions in all the polling units? Not to talk of you don't even have time. So it's quite hard. So they on their own allowed, they did it. So it's not we putting them under pressure. As of today now, Mr. Kalada, it's difficult to remove vacants.
Recalling.
Because the Constitution says to recall them, you need more than 50% of the total registered voters in that particular constituency. I
agree, yeah.
Do we even have up to that turnout during the election day? Not to talk of you want to call him back. You now bring more than 50%. So once they enter into office, they're there.
All right, thank you. I've got to go. Thank you very much for your time. I've got Clinton from Bori. Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind? Talk to me.
My brother Kalada, good evening once more.
Yeah, greetings to you.
I want to say that we, the electorate, are part of the problem we are facing in this country.
Oh, okay.
Those Labour Party lawmakers, without manifesto, we are voted in by Nigerians simply because they feel they have something against Mr. President, against APC. So they voted across, that is every candidate of the Labour Party we have voted for. And that's why we have people that do not value their seat. Just like Chin has stated, before you join the political party, you must write to resign from your ward, stating reasons why you're defecting, before the thing is announced on the floor of the House. But where this procedure followed.
Okay. Now, Clinton, let's come to Rivers State. Defection announced in the floor of at the floor of the House. We saw after they announced it at we saw national TVs carry that story. We even took it from there, right? And then we saw them go on social media to wave flags. Did they write to the awards? So should we also declare their seats vacant based on that argument?
Now, relating to Rivers case, Kalada, the people that you claim have defected came out to say they've not defected. So what do you want me to say? They said they did not defect.
But they read it at the floor of the House.
I'm not privy to that information.
Interesting.
But they told us that they did not defected.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But this one is open. It has been read on the floor of the House, and we've seen it.
All right.
And they've written to their party that they are defecting. Now, PDP in Rivers State are saying these people have not written to us. APC said they are not our members yet because they've not gone to the ward. So I think that we should remove emotion from politics and the law.
All right,
when it gets to the court will deliver judgment based on merit and based on
all right, Clinton, thank you.
Thank you very
I've
much.
got to move on. I've got Muriel, who has been standing by for about 4 minutes. Thank you, Muriel. What's on your mind, please, quickly?
Well, KDB, I don't think the legislature needs to remind the judiciary about what's written in the Constitution. They are the ones that makes these laws. And then when the electoral law was amended, they are the ones that are sentenced to it, to do everything. They are aware of this, and so I don't think anybody needs to remind them of the consequences of any action. So when a person defects, it's already in the Constitution that when you defect, you lose your seat. So why? Why do we need to dilly-dally? Why do we need to delay this process? It's just like a person that knows that he commits murder, the consequences. The law takes its course. So I don't think nobody needs to remind the judiciary what they need to do about. If they don't have a copy of the Constitution, then they should give them. He's the one they have. They can't see There's someone to please give them back. Let them go through it.
All right.
See that these are the actions. But the party members that are distracted, KDB, for me, if there is no evidence, there is no clear proof, of being of distress, I don't know how
unquestionable
then
evidence.
They're not really distracted.
Okay.
But if they tender any legal document, be it an affidavit, or otherwise, then I think the distraction has been it has been proven it's permanent. We certify that they've been detected. But if there is no legal document being provided, being tendered, then I think they are still members of the party.
I've got to go, Meryl. I've got to go, Meryl. Thank you very much. Thank you way much for your time. Susie from Alakaya, welcome. What is on your mind?
Kalada.
Yes, Susie.
You see reason why some of us, even from this radio program that we talk every day, some of us are custodians of the law.
Oh, really?
There is a contradiction here. Don't you believe that Section 109 sub G whatsoever is automatic? To this extent, I'm not saying that because Okechinda said what he said, that is either right or wrong. You now see. But I'm telling you that from the section of the Constitution, that there is nothing automatic about it. That is what is called a law. The process of judicial interpretation. That interpretation always go beyond you just reading what is actually from the literary angle of the law. Now today some of them are agreeing. Just like Pastor Isaiah, who have said that the section 109 is automatic. Today now is agreeing that what Okechinda said is correct. But that is a contradiction to what has happened recently. But do you know why?
Could it also be
from my own assumption?
Susie,
yes, I'm listening to you.
Before you assume, could it also be a contradiction on the part of the national lawmaker from Rivers State?
Now what?
It stands. Could it also be a contradiction? Let's hear your thoughts.
The defection has happened a bit.
Okay.
But the section that provided for the losing of the seats, is it automatic? You have heard this over 1,000 times in this radio station.
No, but then, okay, let's say it's not automatic. Should they lose their seats? That's the question. Should they be declared?
Why would they lose their seats without interpretation from the court?
No.
You know what
No. You've just. The national. They're not going to lose their seats. Interpretation by an interpretation from the court.
That is the accusation.
Wait, Susie. He's calling for their seats to be declared vacant. Should he also tell his brothers in River State to vacate their seats? That's the question I'm asking you.
The issue is that over time, there has been the issue of people asking that people's seats to be declared vacant.
That's not
even when they have said, like, let me tell something.
That's not the argument, Susie.
Even the people who they claim that have defected, we not even agree that they are defected.
All right, I've got to go, Susie. I've got to go. Thank you. I've got Lawson from Yenegua. Lawson, welcome. What is on your mind? Quickly tell me.
Kalada, I know both times when I hear these things, I laugh.
Okay.
The National Assembly, since 1999, look, if you go back and check the number of people that have defected, how many of them have lost their seats? Seriously. There was a time Saraki, the Senate president,
at the time, yeah,
moved with so many APC members to PDP.
Yeah.
How many of them lost their seats? See, the Rivers State governor should be told in clear terms that the violation he cannot on his own deny them whatever and say they are defected. Is it the court? They are talking about a state of 32 constituencies and he's not recognizing them. Does he have such powers? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
Which court declared their seats vacant?
All right.
The speaker given effect to whatever that they have done.
All right.
And then he on his own and say if there is any court judgment at all, then it has gone in favor of the Martin and led town. What the governor is doing, that's the one thing he's doing that I don't like.
All right, then.
Allow them, just as you are you saying something to me?
No, I'm listening to you. Wrap up quickly. I've got commercials.
You see, he should allow them and allow the court to do its job.
All right.
Allow them, let them recognize them, pay them, just as he is getting paid as an elected governor. They are elected law. What about if people from the constituencies, just like some of the callers said? What of if they revolt?
All right, then.
Because you are sending budget, the constituencies, most of them are not aware. They don't know what is the budget.
Lawson, I've got to go.
Don't know.
I've got to go.
Comfortable.
All right, thank you.
We should do the right thing.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I've got Gift from Eli Brown. Gift, quickly. We've got a commercial, so straight to the point, please. Yeah, welcome.
Your programs are very interesting.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. Welcome.
Earlier to you, thank you. But I want to ask, all these programs, does it get to this people that are in concern in government, are they aware of these things we are discussing every day?
Of course they are.
If they are aware, why is it that Nigeria are not ashamed of maintaining truth for the public? I stayed in Benin Republic. We cannot emulate what we ought not to. It is a shame in this country. I've been listening to your program. Barristers, they will come. People say, I have defected. They go to radio, proclaim, announce everywhere, we have defected to APC. A lawyer will come and say they have not defected. What kind of country and state is this? Let me say something. When it will happen, they will fly to America and London. It will, the youth will be annoyed one day.
All right. Gift have got to go.
We see what they're looking for.
All right, thank you. I've got a commercial, but before I do, this one says, good afternoon, Canada. Political parties lack ideologies. That's why they can move from one party to another. It's a pity. As for the governor, he has given Rivers people hope to live again by promoting workers, paying minimum wage, using Rivers money for Rivers people, and by next year, agricultural sector will be revamped, including so many good plans in the pipeline. All right. I don't have time. I've got to go. Just stay tuned. When I return, we'll talk some more.
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned.